Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Horse Racing Today. It is Saratoga Thursday. Looking forward to covering the big New York card today. Internet and everything's acting a little funky, so if it gets a little bit buggy, please forgive me. I don't know what's going on with the internet lately. Got to get it fixed. Hopefully, we get yesterday's picks fixed. Kind of a rough day. First time we had a rough day in a while yesterday at Delaware Park. So looking forward to, like Joe DiMaggio, starting. Good morning, Charles. How you doing, my friend? Solo. So help me out today, Charles, with your thoughts and your picks, the things that you like at the Saratoga card today. I would appreciate it. But like I said yesterday, a little bit of a tough day for me at Delaware Park. So looking to rebound today. Before we get to the picks, though, however, let's take a look at last night. We had on Hall of Fame jockey Sean and I, Jose Santos. Really an interesting story. Coming in from Chile to Colombia and then off to the United States. Had a lot of success wherever he rode. Talked about being away from his dad for the first time in Colombia, having a little money, getting a little bit of trouble maybe, coming up to the United States and having a lot of success here. The controversy over Funny Side and something supposedly in his hand, a buzzer, that sort of thing. So was definitely a good show last night. You know, I think he went after the Miami Herald and they had a libel lawsuit. I read about it. And undisclosed settlement. So it means he got paid somewhere along the line. So good to see that. Tonight, we'll have on, for the second time, Samantha Perry. She'll join us for the Players Edge podcast. Just going to be Sean, Samantha, and I going over the Haskell and the United Nations stakes, as well as the third race. Races 10, 11, and 12, I think, we'll be covering. Samantha will be giving us her insights directly from Monmouth Park, what she's seeing on the ground. And last time she was here with us, she broke some news. So I would want to tune in again. That's 9:30 tonight, right here on Horse Racing Radar TV. To make sure you don't miss that, you're going to want to hit the subscribe button while you're here on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you see. And, of course, you can see on the scroll bar below all of our social sites. So Horse Race, the number 2 day for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Our Swiss Army Sean will keep you 100% informed on the ongoings. So we've got a lot of stuff going on here now at horseracingtoday.net. You don't want to miss any of it, I don't think, anyway. Charles says race number 1. He's going to go with the 6, the 2, the 1, and the 3 in IRAD. He trusts. Yeah, I guess you can trust IRAD, right? Race number 1. Race 1 at Saratoga is I think it's one of these maiden races, right? Charles, yeah, it's a maiden 6 furlong race, $105,000. Let's take a look at the profile of, let me pull up my picks here too. I'm going to go with the 6, the 3, the 2, and the 5. So 6, 2, with 3. The only one we don't have together is that one horse. I like the 6 horse in this particular spot, up to the mark. The workouts for this $450,000 horse, I feel like, are the best of the bunch. 6 furlongs. Last week, they ran 8 races. 100% of them were won by speed. 3 of the 8 went wire to wire. Looked like, so far anyway, there was an inside 3 bias, 4 through 7 a penalty, 8 and out are fair. After the 6 horse, I like number 3, Insomniac. At times, I'm like that. I can't sleep at night. I don't know why. It's new for me. I used to be one of those people that would go to sleep and out go the lights, but not so much anymore. The workouts to me are close to the 2 horse, but a little slower than the 6 horse. So we'll take the better odds than the 2 horse here with Insomniac. Number 2, Frat Pack, is the lone spa or Saratoga workout. Was in line with the 6 horse, but I think Flavian so far is off to a little bit of a slow start at Saratoga, maybe trying to learn the track a bit, on the job training, so to speak. At some point, Flavian will pick it up. Number 5, Citizen Mac rounds out the opening race. Was a tough call for me over your 1, Charles. But the 1 has regressed every single race. And then you look through the pace numbers in the 3 races so far, only 1 pace number didn't regress out of the 9 possibilities so far. So, but he does have some strong workouts coming into here and gets first-time Lasix. So perhaps that is going to be the difference for the 5 horse. All right, so race number 2 is a 1 mile and an eighth. It's a handicap for $25,000, purse of $75,000. mile and an eighth on the main track. And right now, at least, the track is listed as fast. The turf is listed as firm. There is supposed to be some weather in the area today, so we will see if indeed there are thunderstorms as forecasted. Race 2, 5, 6, 1, and 3. Charles loving IRAD today. IRAD we trust, yes. Definitely you got to take IRAD on the New York circuit for sure. First race that we can go ahead and take a look at what the race breakdown looks like, at least the pace charts. These are how horses have won the kind of trip that they've needed in the past. And you can see there is the 2 horse. He's got in the lead. The 6 horse, though, when I go through the early pace numbers, is the one I feel like is likely to get the lead. 4 horse here is an early pace or presser type. It is a left arrow horse, meaning its pace figures probably going to put it in the mix with the 2 and the 6 for the early lead. And then the 5 horse here has the best late pace figures. But you can see in this race, a lot of the horses here are bunched up towards the front. So I think it could open up the door for horses that have a little bit of late pace. Maybe the 5, maybe the 1 can squeeze in there. So it'll be interesting to see how this race plays out. So far, at least at, hold on one second, folks. Let me do something here too. I got to put this up so I know where I'm at. So far at Saratoga in race number 2 at the mile and a eighth on the main track. They ran 4 races last week, 3 of which were won by speed. None went wire to wire. So far, none have win from the rail. You had 1 win from post 2 and through 3. And then 4 and 7, it also had a win, and 2 from 8+. So it looked like outside was the place to go. I wrote down this was a tough race for me because I really felt like you could make a case for 5 out of the 6 horses in here. I'm going to go with Grump's Little Tot, despite the inability of the rail to win in the first week. Has the best Saratoga numbers. It's proven it can handle the distance, something some of these horses in here haven't proven yet. I think is one that's likely to be better in race 2 off the bench. Number 5, the second choice in race 2 is Perceived. Perceived is a pressure horse with the strongest late pace numbers in the field. As I mentioned, I showed in that box. It's an opportunity for a lot of horses to be forwardly placed. And with the top late pace figures, could have a chance to capitalize if they go too fast. I do like that he ran faster fractions last time out. Number 4, No Burn, is probably going to be on the lead, at least according to the pace figures and the fractions, after the first 6 furlongs or 3/4 of a mile. Regressed a little bit last time out. The only question is, can he hang on to that speed all the way to the wire? And then finally, number 6 in race number 2. I think this one, based upon its previous starts, is likely to run either a really big race or a really bad race. That's kind of been its resume so far. And speaking of the resume, the odds seem to favor a good race in the second start after a brief layoff. Speaking of coming back after a brief layoff, Major League Baseball returns today. So with Major League Baseball returning today, that means Picks with the Professor returns today. I figured if you like a little bit of horse racing, there's probably an opportunity that you probably like a little bit of baseball action in there as well. Tonight returns Picks with the Professor. So far with us, 1 push, 1 rain out. The rest have been winners. And tonight, he says he's going to go with the Tigers in the game 2 of a 2-game doubleheader, it looks like. He's going to go under 7 runs for -105. So it looks like it's, at least as far as the odds are concerned, favoring maybe a little bit towards the under. So take a look at that. Play of the day, Picks for the Professor. You can find a link for his YouTube channel in the description on YouTube and on Facebook. You can also find it. So make sure you bookmark that. Head over to his YouTube channel so you can see all of his picks for the, I guess, opening day 2 for the 2022 season, post All-Star break anyway. Charles says in race number 3, you got IRAD trust. You're not trusting, you're going to trust in IRAD again? Boy, you're expecting IRAD to win every race over there today, Charles, huh? Race 3, 6, 5, 8, and 7. IRAD we trust. Peter Brandt Brown horse, 65% winner so far. Let's see. He says that play $20 to pick the 3 straight, all held odd. So you're going to go the IRAD pick 3 to open the car. That's the way to go, Charles. Yeah, you are definitely IRAD. Single IRAD in the pick 5, first 3 race, 1, 2, 4, 6, all. What's happening, Ed? How are you today? Good to have you with us. Thanks for commenting. If you got any picks, Ed, for the Saratoga card, certainly make sure you share them with us because we appreciate the input from everybody today. It's a community, all trying to find more winners, all trying to find ways that we can handicap our way into these races. So, all right. So race number 3. Let's take a look at race 3. I think this is the first race where we see some major scratches, right? Because race 1 and race 2 were scratch free. Race 3, there is no 5, no 8, or 9. So let's go ahead and pull up the pace chart and what it looks like. Again, there's no 5, no 3, no 8, no 9 in race number 3. So let's scratch those off in our pace chart. So the 3 horse, which was an arrow horse, is gone. The 5 horse is also out, which was our top late pace horse. The main track entrant is out. And there is, again, some opportunity. The 9 is out, main track entrant as well. So once again, we have a green arrow horse. The 2 horse here is a closer, has been a closer, and its early pace figures say it should be more in this area so it can get out to the front-ish without working overly hard, and then still has the opportunity to close because that's its nature. And then the 4 horse here now becomes probably one of those horses that's going to be close to the front. May not have been the pace setter before, but with the scratches, you're going to have some issues. They say you make an easy winner of the 6. That's what you feel like, Charles, in race number 7, race number 3. All right, well, let's see what we have here. So race number 3, for me, in race number 3, guess what, Charles? We're on the same page, my friend. Race 3, it is a mile and a 16th on the inner turf course, claiming $50,000, non-winners of 2 lifetime with a purse of $55,000. If we take a look at the profile of the winner there, 1 mile and a 16th on the inner turf. You have 5 races so far, all of which were won off the pace last week. Not a single horse went wire to wire, not a single horse from the rail. Most of the winners came from 4 through 7 and 8 out. I'm going to start like you with St. Joe Louis there, Charles. It's run at the distance 6 times, but seems like he likes to hang a little bit there, Charles. 1 win, 5 seconds. Trainer Chad Brown doesn't put that many into the claiming ranks, but when he does, 38% of them will win. Horse, I think, will be one that improves in its second start off the layoff. Number 1, I Am the Law. If it rains and the race does get moved off to an off track, been on that off track 4 times with a win, a couple of seconds in a third. Last time out on a good track, won by 5 1/4 lengths, but not the biggest fan of horses moving up from the maiden claiming ranks, but we'll see. Number 7, Owl's Prince is my 3rd choice, and number 4, Resilient Courage checks in as my 4th choice, moving into those spots because of scratches, because a lot of those other horses I had ranked in front of the 7 and the 4. All right, Charles, now we're going to go off to race number 4, which is my long shot of the day. Race 4 being a race that is 5.5 furlongs. It is a maiden $83,000 race. 5.5 furlongs so far, as we mentioned up top. There's been 3 races, 100% of which were won by speed, 100% of which were won wire to wire. The wins have come from the rail, from 2, 3, and from 4 through 7. I'm going to go, Charles, here with the 5 horse as my long shot of the day in race number 4. I like V-Mart because you look at the bottom line there where they list the workouts, and I see bullets galore, sounded by a few very good workouts and a few maintenance workouts. So it's also, if you kind of sneak through and read through the ownership, you don't really see it in the owner part, but in the breeding part, horse is also partially owned, I guess, by Godolphin, which is putting out really good horses. Number 8, Tiver. I'm going to take a real flyer here with the 8 horse. I think the morning line is 30-1. So you can pass on this horse if you want. But when I look at that July 4th workout, was as good as any in this field. Eric Cancel so far, a good jockey, really been struggling. So gambler's fallacy in play here. Eric is due. If he's going to hit, let's hit on a 30-1 here in one of these races where it's, these maidens where anything can go. Number 1, Run Poppy. Of the experienced horses, probably has the best early pace numbers at the distance, where 3 of 3 so far have gone wire to wire. 90-cent favorite in the debut, probably going to carry a lot of money here and be the heavy favorite at post time. Finally, number 3, Forbidden Secret. This one is the Eddie C angle of our spot play show. Eddie pointed out to us that he likes when a horse has a maintenance workout before it goes to the track, but the second workout before going to the debut race being a bullet. So bullet, maintenance, go to work. That's what we see here today with number 3, Forbidden Secret, as the 4th choice in race number 4. And I do like to back up my long shot with a best bet to see if we can indeed put together a best bet long shot double in race number 5. Race 5, if we step forward there, is 6 furlongs. Again, so far at the track, they've run at 6 furlongs, 8 races, 100% of which were either first, second, or third at the quarter-mile marker. 3 of the 8 went wire to wire. So far, there's been an inside 3 bias. And again, we can take a look at what this race looks like for us in race number 5, since there are horses in race number 5 that have experience, so we can go ahead and put together our race chart. And in race number 5, it's another race where we don't have any scratches. So if you take a look at race 5, we see here that the pace setup, these squares, see here, they mean these horses should get a pace that's comfortable for them. So the 5 horse should be near the front. The 5 horse should be on the lead. It means it has the best early pace numbers. Otherwise, I wouldn't have squared it. 2 horse should be right off the pace. Fortunately for the 2 horse, it also has some of the best late pace figures in the field, meaning it should be able to stick off the pace and have the legs to take it home. Our 6 horse in here is a pressure closer, can be close to the front, can be close to the back, and still get the job done, but it does have the best late pace figures in the field. Let's see how that all translates out to the picks for race number 5. And I'm going to, race number 5. I'm going to start with the 2 horse in race number 5, and that is A Dankey. Did show better fractions at 7 furlongs than at 6 furlongs in its previous race. I think it's going to sit right off the leader, as we mentioned right there, and has the second best late pace figures in the field, and will try to run by the speed at the wire. Number 4, Greatest Love. Trainer Gustavo Rodriguez must like or maybe not like this horse. It was claimed from him 2 races back. Then he claimed him right back for this race. But now he's putting him in another claiming race and dropping him off the claim. But the drop doesn't concern me that much, as the purse is $36,000. So I would imagine that Mr. Rodriguez expects he's going to collect the check, get claimed, and have a very profitable 1-race experience with number 4, Greatest Love. Number 5, Domineer, likely going to be the pilot of this race early on. Gets out of the gates in a hurry. If you look at the start down the past performances, you see ones across the board. Really nice, fast 3 furlong workout since the last race. And she'll likely finish the job off if she can hold the lead in the stretch. Because, again, if you look in the past performances, when she's had the lead in the stretch, I think she's closed the deal 4 out of the last 4. And then finally, number 7, Guns Blazing. The race is on an off track. Again, they are expecting some rain there. Been on the off track 4 times, brought home the winner's check in 3 of them. 1 time coming home second. Really good workout since being claimed. Gets a weight break. And I do like that combination of a weight break and early speed. Charles, what are your thoughts? In fact, what are all your thoughts on horses that get a weight break with early speed? I find it to be a good combination sometimes. So race number 5 also concludes the early pick 4. Yeah, the last couple of days I've been going with the prime rib pick 4 early on. Today I'm going to go with the hot dog pick 4 starting in race number 2. This is a smaller ticket. We have $20 budget. I'm going to go 3 by 2 by 3 by 2. Charles, I was thinking about singling that 6 in race 3. Like you said, looks like an easy winner on the card. But everybody else is going to see the 6 horse as a likely easy winner as well. So I wanted to put something in behind it just in case if the 6 does kind of struggle, because as I mentioned, likes to hang at the end of the distance with 1 win, 5 seconds. So he hangs again today and the 1 goes by. Could do a really good job of cutting the number of tickets in half, which is something we all like to see. Race number 6. Let me pull up the right banner here so I can keep track of where we are when I go back and put the times in to the YouTube description. Race 6 is a maiden. It's 5.5 furlongs, $83,000. And again, because there are first-time starters in here, really can't put together the pace chart of what horses look like when they actually win races in the past. Let's see, race 6, 6, 2, 7, 8. Karis Prince, expected improvement. No IRAD, we trust there for you, Charles. So in race number 6, as we look at race 6, we do have a couple of scratches. The 1 and the 2 are out of that race. I'm going to start with number 3 as my top choice, Brazzini. I like the 3 furlong work of 32nd, and the 3 works before that. And I do like Luis Saez when he's on first-time starter. Seems like he's good at coaxing a lot out of these youngsters. Number 4, a Western Yarn. Trevor's yet to win. Trevor McCarthy, that is, friend of the show here at Saratoga. Another one of those gambler's fallacies. He's due, but he's really due. He's a good jockey. Last workout was nice. And the May 26th workout suggests to get out of the gates quickly. Maybe Trevor's O goes today in race number 6. Number 5, in detail. Workouts are okay. It's either this first timer or the 8, but with scratches, the 8 comes back in. Last time the 8 faded out at 4.5 furlongs, and today it's 5.5 furlongs. But if the 8 can hold his speed longer today, then he has an opportunity to take this field wire to wire, which is, again, 3 races so far. All of them have been won by the horse that wins the race to the quarter pole. So if you can predict who's going to win the race to the quarter pole in race number 6, you're going to predict the winner. Race number 6 also begins the late pick 5. Charles mentioned he had a pick 5 today. Charles, can you put that up in the comment section for me again so I can post that? If any of you have a pick 5 or horses that you really like today at Saratoga, please let me know. I appreciate it. Race number 7, this race starts the late pick 4. And race 7 on the Saratoga card, it is a 5.5 furlong race on the turf, optional claiming 80,000 for winners, non-winners of 3 lifetime, and the purse is cool, 125 grand. If they make it to the race on 5.5 furlongs on the turf, the rain holds off. There have been 5 races so far. Surprisingly, despite the short distance, 4 have been won from off the pace. Not one has managed to take them wire to wire. Nobody's won from the rail. 1 winner from post 2 and 3. 3 winners from posts 4 through 7, and 1 from post 8 and out. Again, let's take a quick look at the pace setup for this race, for race number 7, excuse me. In race number 7, do we have any scratches? Let me just make sure before we go through here. Race number 7 is lacking the 3. So if we see the 3 horse, oops, wrong button. Race number 3, this guy is out. All right, cooperate with me if you'd be so kind. Paint, I'd appreciate it. 3 is not in the race, nor is the 7. Again, here we find what I call a left arrow horse, the 5 horse. It is an early pace or pressure horse, and it has the top early pace in the field. So this horse is going to have options. It can sit behind the 2, who's likely to be your pace setter, or the 2 comes out too slow and move himself to the front of the pack. Try to take the field wire to wire, but that hasn't really been the way to go so far. So if you're looking for the horses that are going to come off the pace, because that is what's won so far, you'll find that the 6 horse and the 4 horse have the most late pace in this field. And I'm going to start race the race number 7 with the horse with the most late pace. That is the 6 horse, Big Package. Did run the top last race. Speed figure, as I mentioned, has a lot of pop at the end of the race at a distance that surprisingly favors horses that come from off the pace. He's run at Saratoga 3 times at the distance, at the surface, and he's got 2 wins and a second. That's a formidable record for 5.5 furlongs on the Saratoga grass course. Number 2, Principled Stand, led into the stretch versus the 6 last time out, but faded. Cutting back a half a furlong could help. Did show some improved fractions and pace numbers in the first half mile of that last race before kind of losing its legs. Number 4, It's a Gamble. Perfect name for a horse, I believe. Doesn't run very many short sprints. I think only ran one of them so far. That one of them was at the Spa and ended up in the winner's circle. Better fractions last time out. And much like the 6 horse, has plenty of giddy up and go as they're coming towards the wire. And then finally, number 5, Artemis City Limits. As I mentioned on the pace preview, this is a left arrow horse. Could be on the lead from the time the gates open. Is the lone EP horse in the field and has a chance to maybe steal this one up front and end that non-wire-to-wire streak at Saratoga if it can get the right pace. Race 8 is a 1 mile and an eighth race. It is a stakes allowance race for $95,000. Fillies and mares are 3 years old and up, which have been foaled in the state of New York. The profile of a winner at a mile. Let's see, hold on 1 second. What you got going on here? Let's see. Race number 7, the 3 through 5 are scratched. 3 through 5. So did they just change that in race number 7? So I looked at it a little bit earlier. Race number 7. The 3 is scratched, yes, and the 7. Because I'm looking at that right now. Did they just make those changes, Nick? Let me look and see real quick. Yeah, I have the 3 scratched in race number 7, and I have the 7 scratched, and that's it in race number 7. So if they've made some changes since then, that would be good to know. But on Twin Spires right now, it's not showing that 3 at 7. Okay, I got it. All right, so Charles says. Race number 8, 2, 1, 3, 5, inside play. Those scratches just happened. Is that what happened, Charles? All right. So for me in race number 8, that's where we are now, right? Race number 8. I'm all confused now. That's the one thing about doing this thing by yourself. It's easy to get confused, but yes, indeed. We're on race number 8. So taking a look at race 8, let's take a look. The 4 horse is the only one that's scratched in race number 8. And we'll pull up our pace chart here again in race number 8. There is no 4 horse, so this guy is out of the race. Thank you for working for me. The 5 horse again here is our Green Arrow horse, who's one that has the ability to go forward, can pressure, can lead, has a lot of versatility, likely to be up to here. The 1 horse is the one with the most late kick. So this horse, again, does have versatility as a pressure closer. It means it can sit close to the lead, can sit in the back. So jockey's going to have the options. If the pace is too slow, let's go forward. If the pace is too fast, let's be patient. 7 horse is a closer, doesn't have the same options as the 1 horse does in terms of where it wants to be on the track, but does know that it has enough late kick to get home if the pace is too fast. And in race number 8, I like the 3 horse as my first selection. Again, that's a mile and an eighth on the main track. 4 races, 3 of which were won by speed. None went wire to wire. Most of the winners have come from post 2 and 3 and out. Number 3 is the top choice, Carragate. It's beaten in the favorite in her last, but still ran the highest last race speed figure. She ran better late in her last outing and could be better in her third start off a layoff. Number 1, you guys are no fun. Can't say that about the folks who joined me here. This one comes in from Finger Lakes. I'm not the biggest fan, if you've been around here long enough, of horses making the track upgrade. Going from Finger Lakes to Saratoga is a big upgrade. But trainer Jeremiah is hitting at 20, and Jeremiah Englehart. It's the only people who train, apparently, the Engleharts at Finger Lakes, but does hit at 25% with shippers. Number 5, Stimulus Check, is another that ships in from Finger Lakes, but did have a race at Saratoga, managed to win that one. So we're going to try to add a long shot here, a price to this ticket. And then finally, number 7, Mia Baystar, ran similar fractions at a mile and a 16th as she did at 7 furlongs. That ended up in better pace figures for the 2 and 4 furlong marks. And also has the second best late pace figures in the field. So showed some improvement on the front end of the race, does have the ability to take it home in the back end of the race, which is something that we like to see. Race number 9, it is a stakes race on the card. This one is the $125,000 Rich Violetta Stakes. There are some scratches in race number 9 as well. We're looking at the 5 horse, the 6 horse, and the 8 horse not being in this race. So 5, 6, and 8 are scratched in race number 9. Hold on 1 second, folks. Let me just do this so I can find where I am on the card for race number 9. Race 9, Charles likes the 4, 3, 2, 7. Yes, a lot of the field is scratched. He also likes race 10, the 5, 2, 3, 4 inside play. Irad to finish. So he's going to start the day trusting Irad. In Irad we trust, and he's going to end the day in Irad we trust. Again, race number 9, taking a look at the scratches. Whoops, wrong button there. Race 9, we have the 5 out. Come on, mouse, work for me, please. The 5. I always love technology, right, folks? It doesn't want to work sometimes. Come on now. The 5, yes, you're out. The 8, you're out. The 6, you're out. That means if we look at the way the pace set looks up, looks to me like the 3-horse is the one that's likely to get the lead because the 2-horse would be boxed. You would see a box around this horse if it had the best early pace numbers in the field. It does not. So the 3 should get it favored over the 2 out of the gates. Our 4-horse is a green arrow horse. A left arrow horse. And it also has the best late pace numbers in the field. So 4 is going to be in a situation as a pressure closer. If the 2 and the 3 go too slow, he'll be able to move right in front of them. If they're going too fast, sit right behind him. Use those late legs to come home. Of course, this is a big favorite in this race, that 4-horse. And that's Dakota Gold. Does have the top early pace numbers. Doves has the top late pace numbers. As I mentioned, it's a late pace left arrow horse. Winner of 3 or 4 races so far. Short resume says it'll be better in round 2 off the bench. It's probably going to be like 2 to 5. I kind of want to try to beat it. I think if a horse is going to beat it, it probably is the 3-horse. Coinage better in the 2 and 4 furlong pace numbers last time out. Likely a better effort in race 2 after a layoff. It's going to end up probably being the pace setter in here. Number 7, Practice Squad, never missed the money in 4 at the distance. 4 times out, 1 win, 2 seconds, and a third. Has the second best late pace numbers in the field, so probably parks right behind the 4. Tries to chase the 4 home, but won't have the legs to do it. And then finally, Sundays with Sandy gets into the spot because of scratches. Final race on the card. Final race for us this week, but going solo. There won't be a show tomorrow for Foreign Fridays because our friend Tom is on vacation. And because Tom is on vacation, we won't have Foreign Fridays. Instead, I'll have the day off. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm in one of those national handicapping qualifying tournaments tomorrow. Got 2 tickets. Hopefully one of them I cash so I can head off to Las Vegas. Wish me luck. If you see anything that you like tomorrow on any of those cars that are going to be in those races, hey, do me a favor. Send me an email to rich@gts. Rich B, I think it's Rich G, forget it. Rich B at gtsrichb@gmail.com, or you can hit me up at HRTRich in the DMs on Twitter. Would appreciate that, right? Card just got bad off the turf. Many look for main horses that didn't draw in, didn't handicap for off the turf. Yeah, I kind of thought the weather might be bad. I did consider that for my picks as well. So could mess the card up a little bit, but let's still try to have fun at Saratoga today. Race number 10 is the last race on the card. Race 10, again, is another one of these maiden races, which is going to make the day even more interesting. It's gone from 5.5 furlongs on the turf to 5.5 furlongs on the dirt. It is a maiden $105,000 for a purse of $105,000. Because these are first-time starters, really not a whole lot of sense in putting together the sheet for the pace and how they've won in the past. This is my box it up of the day because, quite frankly, I feel like it's the only race where you might have all three horses come in, and none of which are the chalk. I'm going to start off the final race of the day with number 5, Margaret Burbage. This one is a Wesley Ward horse. Hits at 30% with first-time starters, but he typically scratches when they don't go on the turf. So I wouldn't be surprised if Wesley scratches here. Number 3, Factor That. Early pace figures in the debut were tops for here. If she improves in race number 2, could hold the lead all the way to the wire. I think with the rain, that's probably what you're likely to see. I don't think that one's going to scratch because I think that one started off on the all-weather track last time out, so probably likely to stay in the spot. Number 9, George's Spirit Workarts, a solid getting ready. Trainer Jorge Abreu hits with 20% with first-time starters. And finally, number 7, Strut, Bullets Galore, getting ready for the start. Bullet and Go is an alpha angle. And what I mean by alpha angle is, according to Barry Meadows in his book, The Skeptical Handicapper, a book you ought to get. Hey, Charles, one other thing. The other day you talked about that pace book. I could not find it on Amazon or at the publishing company. So if you could do me a huge favor, if you could take a photo of the cover for me and email it to me at gtsrichb@gmail.com, that'd be fantastic. That way I can get it out and everybody else will know where to get it. But minus the scratches, my late pick 4 at my prime rib pick 4 at Saratoga looks like this: 6-2-4-5, 3-1-5-7, the 4-3. But I think the 4 is probably going to take that race home. You could probably single that one if you want. But again, I like to try to beat heavy favorites because it cuts out so many people in the tickets. And if the 4 were to lose that race, you'd probably see the payouts on every other horse double or triple what it would be if the 4-horse were in that race. And then the last race, of course, you got a lot of first-time starters in there, a mix of horses that have a little bit of experience. It's an anything can go type race. And in those anything can go type races, you definitely want to have some prices. I've done that as well. So hopefully we can catch some prices in the late pick 4 today and start a new streak. So yesterday was the first time in 7 days that we didn't cash a vertical bet. We're going to try to fix that today. Expect more scratch horses coming short fields today at low payouts. That's kind of what I think could happen too if it rains. But if not, as it stands right here, this is what the full card looks like. The long shot in race number 4. Best bet in race number 5. The box it up, as we just mentioned, is in race number 10. Box it up is a $1 exacta box, 50-cent try, 10-cent superfecta. We're going to start off race number 2 with the hot dog pick 4. That 6-horse in race 3 could be an easy winner. You might think about soloing that in some of your tickets. And then we'll close out the prime rib at race 7, 8, 9, and 10. This is what they look like before the scratches because of weather. And that's it tonight, folks. If you're going to head over to bet today at, where the hell is it at today? I don't remember, because that's what happens when you get a little older. Delaware Park. So if our friends from Turkey are watching, and because we get these emails, Sean can attest to this, we get texts, DMs from our friends in Turkey, our best friends in Turkey, always looking for Delaware Park picks. So Delaware Park today, folks, over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Again, there is a link in the description, both on Facebook and YouTube, and you can find them over at horseracingtoday.net. While you're there, please click on those links to go over and get the free tracks at Delaware Park so that they know where you're coming from. Again, tonight we will have on Samantha Perry from Monmouth Park, the announcer there. She'll fill us in on all the ongoings for the Haskell this weekend, the things she's hearing on the ground. Last time, again, she was here. She broke some news and helped us find some interesting angles for the races at Monmouth. You're going to make sure you want to catch that. A little bit later on today, we should tidy up our wagering guide for the Haskell, where we'll cover all the big stakes races. We'll let you know when that's up on our social sites. So you can follow us right there on Horse Race, the number 2 day, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Retweet us if you like what you saw today, like anything Sean does on social media, anything you see on horseracingtoday.net. Give us a thumbs up. And then same thing here on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you know when we're about to go live. Off-turf scratches horses are not published yet. Is NYRA's frustrating? Yeah, they are kind of frustrating. Good luck to you as well, Charles. Good luck to everybody today. Until we see you tonight with Samantha Perry. Again, I'll be off tomorrow. I'll be back Monday. Not so sure Terry's going to join me Monday or Tuesday, but Terry might be back as early as Wednesday. Thomas and I, we won't, because we missed Foreign Friday this week. We're going to have Foreign Week next week with the glorious Goodwood. Should be a lot of good races over there. Until we get together again tonight, no matter what you do today, make sure you make it count, because you just don't know, right? You got to treat every day as if though today is your last day. And that way you're sure to make the most of it. And another thing you'll do if you try to make the most of every day is to make sure that you do the best thing you can do to end up in the winner's circle. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for tolerating me solo this week. Have a fantastic Thursday.